Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new Paint and Talk video, and this time I want to talk about the topic of the week, of this week, started by Vince Venturella, that is, what rules I would like to change from the games I play. What are these rules that I would like to change? And I will say that most of the times you have some house rules are the rules that most of the people is changing. So in Age of Sigmar there is an obvious one that I will change, and I think most of the people are not applying today, that is the measuring. So most of the people is measuring from the base and not from the model as is stated in the rule. So I will change the rule, but I will say that this is a very easy answer, no? Instead of measuring from the miniature measuring from the base. This is done almost by everybody, so really was a very easy answer from me. So I decided to look for another rule that I will change. And this rule, it's common in the two games that I play, and it's a rule that it always bothered me a little bit, and it's the two line of sight. So why it's bothering me? It's because these models or the game is a representation of what we do. So when we are painting a miniature or we are making a miniature, what we are doing is a representation of a moment of this miniature. It's not really it's not really the position that this miniature will always be. For example, I have a clear example of the snipers from Katachan. There is one miniature that is kneeling, there is another miniature that is standing up, and there is another miniature that is to the ground, so it's lying on the ground. So this makes that some depending on the miniature that you're using, you have very different impact on the same model, or we'll say on the same unit. So because of course the one that is lying down, if you use two line of sight, most of the time it's going to be blocked by something in the front. On the other side, the one that is standing up is going to be super visible by almost everybody. So I will say that what I liked it in the past, and something similar is happening in Age of Sigmar. So I will say one thing that I was liking in the past was how it's called the area terrains, and how this was impacting and how this was blocking line of sight, and depending on the thickness of the forest so there were a lot of rules that were used in the past in fantasy and were used in 40k that were a way to normalize, to take out the factor of the sculpting. So why, if I put my guy on top of a stone, suddenly I'm more visible, I'm more easy to kill because I just make a fancy base. So to the point that some people is thinking, okay, I will not do that because it's working in my disadvantage and it's killing some of the sculpt opportunities. So I will say that two line of sight I would like to be substituted by some easy rules that were in I think it was in 5th edition of Warhammer 40k about how the terrain is interacting with the miniatures. So if you are behind a wall, you have this safe. If you are behind a forest, it's inches, you have this safe. If it's more than that inches, you don't see, because at the end the forest will never block line of sight if we do by modeling, because we cannot put the bushes, we cannot put all the things that are in a normal forest. If you go to a forest, and in my case I'm lucky, I only have to walk a little bit, you will see that it's not only the trees that are blocking line of sight, there are bushes and there is a lot of things. But if we do a real forest as a mock-up or as part of the terrain, it's going to be very impossible to play with this forest, because they will not be able to put the miniatures in, because there will be bushes and there will be a lot of stuff there. While in real life, if there is bushes, you know what, the guy will walk on top of the bushes and will not care. But of course, if you are dedicating a lot of time to make a nice forest, to make a nice piece of terrain, you don't want that in the first game this terrain is destroyed, because you want to put the miniatures inside. So I will say, as everything is a representation, and we cannot be too, or we cannot be completely we need to compromise between the playability and how good is our representation of the, we'll say, reality between brackets, or what it's supposed to be the. So for me, the two line of sight is not really making sense, and I prefer to have some easy rules on how the models interact with the terrain and how the models have sight through the terrain. So this is my rule: two line of sight. Please, I would like to see going back to the old times where the two line of sight was not existing, or what we were doing is doing some easy rules for each piece of terrain, how is interacting with the line of sight. And then I will go to another rule that was bothering me a lot, and I think we still carry over in how it's called in ninth age. And this rule is called impossible, well, or it's not really a rule, is the impossible charge. One thing that I never understood in Warhammer Fantasy is you have an enemy in your front, and because you don't fit at the front of the enemy unit, you cannot charge. Just so your guys are so stupid that they cannot go in a straight line to the enemy and charge, because there is a column inside, and they cannot think, okay, I will charge then the flank instead of charging the front. So for me, this rule was abused a lot of times, and was not making any kind of sense for me. And I will say that I will change this rule by, if a charge is impossible, make it possible. What I mean is, if you cannot charge the front and you can charge the flank, charge the flank. If not, move the miniature, the other miniature, the one is that cannot be charged, pivot or do anything to facilitate to be able to do the charge. And I think this makes more sense, because at the end, why your unit will stop the charge? Because they don't fit on the front rank of the enemy unit. This was a rule that was really bothering me, and was on I will say the rule that bothers me the most in the old fantasies, when just because the Chimera was behind a column and I cannot fit my unit in front of the Chimera, I cannot charge the Chimera. Well, why these guys are so stupid and they cannot charge at the flank of the monster? So these are the rules that I will change. So please let me know what do you think about the rules. Let me know if you have the same point of view. I know that maybe the last one is the most controversial one, because some people like this type of rules, but for me it was really a rule that was bothering me a lot. That's all for now. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I want to see your opinion. Please leave it in the comment below. And if you want to see more about this topic, about rules that people would like to change, I invite you to go to the Vince Venturella channel, where we put there all the responses, or at least Vince is collecting all the responses in the description, in the original description of his videos. So as usual, thanks a lot, Vince, for putting this topic, for putting the topic of the week, and thanks everybody that is watching this video. Please leave your comment below if you have liked it. Let me know what do you think, share, and that's all for now. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye!